Chelsea are prepared to break the Premier League transfer record in a bid to sign Alexander Isak from Newcastle United. Talks have already taken place between the two clubs, and the Blues are aware, as well as prepared, to pay in excess of the £115 million they spent on Moises Caicedo last summer. After appearing to overcome the injury issues that had stunted his development over the last few years, Isak enjoyed a stellar campaign for Newcastle last season. The 24-year-old ended a prolific season with 25 goals and has firmly established a reputation as one of European football's hottest strikers. Newcastle would be reluctant to sell one of their prize assets and are already fighting hard to retain the services of midfield general Bruno Guimaraes, who is coveted by Arsenal and Manchester City. A record bid might, however, be too inviting a proposition to turn down, while the player himself has remained coy over his future after Newcastle missed out on European football. Reports had claimed Isak was ready to commit his future to the North East club by signing a new contract, but Mailsport insists such talk is premature. In response to the rumours linking him with a big money move, Isak told Swedish outlet Fotbollskanalen, "I'm enjoying myself very, very much in Newcastle. I just had the best season of my career. That should not be underestimated. I love everything really about the club, the fans, the city." Isak added, "I actually have no thoughts of a move or anything like that. I enjoy myself fantastically well and am very happy with my life." Isak refused to be drawn on rumours that Newcastle could be forced to offload him to balance the books and comply with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules. "It is not something I am speculating on," he replied. Within the team and the club, there has been no talk or drama around it. The Blues have also made an inquiry over Lille's Canada international, Jonathan David, who would be available at a bargain price given he has just over 1 year remaining on his current contract. Hoffenheim's Maximilian Bayer and Atletico Madrid's Samuel Omarodian are also on their radar, while talks are underway with Barcelona over a move for their highly rated teenager Marc Guiu. LOSC Lille standout Lainery Euro has his heart set on joining Real Madrid. Paris Saint-Germain are among the teams keen on the teenage defender, but reports suggest he's agreed to a deal with the Spanish side. If Euro is bound for Real Madrid, PSG must consider other options to bolster its central defence this summer. The question is, who could the Parisians target next after likely missing out on Euro? Chief editor of football transfers and columnist for PSG Talk Extra Time Robin Berner said on the latest episode of PSG Talk that there are 2 players in the Premier League that the capital club should consider pursuing. PSG were interested in Chelsea's Levi Colwill for a while. Bayern Munich have tried to bid for him, but they got emphatically knocked back. Still, I think it's worth PSG keeping a note on him purely because of, as I mentioned earlier, Chelsea's financial issues. They could be drawn into a sale at some point. Colwell's probably going to be overpriced, but he's worth keeping an eye on for sure because he's such a widely talented player. Equally, I've got Marc Guéhi of Crystal Palace down. He's liable to be sold this summer. He's attracting quite a bit of interest from Premier League clubs. Again, because he's an England international, it's probably going to push the price up more than you would want. But again, a very talented player, only 23, so he fits the sort of profile that PSG are trying to sign at the moment. The 23-year-old Colwill played in 32 matches across all competitions this past 2023-24 season for Chelsea and is under contract until 2029. As for Guéhi, he played 31 matches across all competitions for Crystal Palace and the 23-year-old has a contract until 2026. Both players are England internationals, and while they play in arguably the best football league, English players are venturing abroad. Players like Harry Kane, Jadon Sancho, Jude Bellingham, Tammy Abraham, and Ruben Loftus-Cheek played outside the Premier League last season. It will be interesting to see if a few more players follow this path this summer. Chelsea are reportedly also weighing up a transfer move for Lille striker Jonathan David this summer, despite advancing in talks to land Marc Guéhi from Barcelona. Guéhi is a talented young player who looks ever closer to joining the Blues on the cheap, but it seems the club also have the more proven and experienced David in their sights, according to the Evening Standard. Chelsea fans will no doubt hope to see more experienced players coming in, as the club have perhaps gone a little overboard with their youth policy in recent times, which may well end up being smart in the long term, but which is costing the team a place in the Champions League and a realistic shot at winning major trophies in the more immediate future. It's been a difficult few years at Stamford Bridge, and while Guiu may surprise a few people, he doesn't currently look like someone who's likely to come in straight away and make a place in Enzo Maresca's starting lineup his own. Someone like David could therefore be ideal, though the Evening Standard claim he's also attracting interest from other Premier League clubs. Simon Phillips has recently reported on Chelsea holding talks with David's agent, but with things seemingly not that advanced yet. Sources have informed Court Offside that Manchester United are also considering the Canada international as among their numerous targets this summer, though there's also a focus on midfield as a priority for the time being. Similarly, iNews also linked David with Man United, as well as other Premier League sides like Tottenham and West Ham, so it seems clear the 24-year-old won't be short of offers if he does leave Lille in this summer's transfer window. David has been prolific during his time in French football, but he's not always been thought of as the most consistent and reliable performer, so it would be interesting to see how easy he finds it to adapt to life in the Premier League. Chelsea are in dynamic discussions over the likely exchange of Boca youngsters wonderkid Aaron Anselmo, while Manchester joined are yet to enter the race, as per Fabrizio Romano. Romano told Court Offside only for the latest edition of his daily briefing column that Anselmo is regarded as a player with a lot of potential, and it appears that Chelsea is working to try to make the deal happen. Anselmo, who is only 19 years old, undoubtedly has a significant future in the game, and it appears likely that the Argentine will move to a top European club in the near future. Even though some outlets have also claimed that the Red Devils have shown an interest in the South American teenager, Romano is currently playing down any ties to Man United. However, Chelsea's interest appears to be the most concrete for the time being. Anselmo appears to be Chelsea's most recent target, and the club has succeeded in signing some of the world's best young players. Giving a report on the circumstance, Romano said, "In protection, Chelsea stay determined to sign Aaron Anselmo. Chelsea continue to chip away at that. They are in dynamic discussions with Boca youngsters. We will have to wait and see if other clubs will enter the race for the time being, despite Manchester United also being linked. Chelsea is currently in talks, and they are trying to find a solution within the release's value. Although he is still a young player, many people praise his potential, so it would be another future Chelsea acquisition. If Anselmo does end up joining, CFC fans will undoubtedly hope he can make an impact at Stamford Bridge, and United fans will undoubtedly be keeping an eye to see if their team joins the race to sign the player.